So, what do you do when you made a giant monster movie about a single monster that is a walking nuclear bomb and brought him back to fight another monster, unexpectedly setting a standard for years to come? Do you just throw your hands up and call it a day? Or do you look at what made Godzilla so unique and amplify it to the next level, expanding your monster, or kaiju in this instance, catalog? Well, thank God the latter was chosen, because in 1956, Toho takes it to the skies in color. Welcome to the Brumakian podcast, an episodic review series where I can review anything but not everything. On this show, I cover any piece of entertainment, whether it be giant monster movies, anime, and video games. At the end of Godzilla Raids Again, Godzilla himself is put on ice, both figurative and literal. This leaves humongous opportunities to continue on with something else. 1 year later, it happened. The original idea for this movie came from novelist Ken Kuronuma. His inspiration was the death of Captain Thomas F. Menzel of the Kentucky Air National Guard. In 1948, Captain Menzel died in his P-51 Mustang fighter as a result of blacking out at high speeds. The reason that he was going at high speeds is because he was chasing a UFO. Kind of interesting considering that the Pentagon would casually say that UFOs exist just a few months ago. Seriously, they knew the whole fucking time, yet they didn't say anything sooner. Fucking shenanigans. Anyhow, later on, Takeo Murata and Kuro Mabuchi wrote the script in more detail. And after many drafts and redesigns, and produced by the same people responsible for the original Godzilla, the final version became The Giant Monster of the Sky Rodan, or just simply Rodan. Released on December 26, 1956 in Japan with a budget of 200 million yen, earning 143 million yen at the box office, and released in the United States, distributed by the film company The King's Brothers, edited and released on August 6, 1957, earning $450,000 to $500,000 at the time, breaking records as a science fiction film. With all that said, let's get into the plot synopsis. A mining engineer investigates the death of his fellow co-workers and discovers prehistoric myths emerging from the mines. As he heads deeper into the mines, he makes a horrifying discovery in the form of a prehistoric flying creature. Now that we got that covered, let's get into my final thoughts. I watched both versions of this movie, and I can still say that it is a good movie. Not without its flaws, of course. The movie's runtime in the original Japanese is an hour and 20 minutes long. The US version is 10 minutes shorter. The story in both are the same, and it's a unique one. We start up small, then grow bigger as it progresses. However, I wish that the Japanese version had the editing style of the US version, and I wish the US version didn't have narration. I get it, it's all from Shigeru's perspective, but here's the thing. In Godzilla King of the Monsters, a 56 edition, it had narration, but you can excuse that because it's a flashback. Here, it's unnecessary. I'll link a section on Wikipedia of how many changes were made for the US version, because I am not going to waste more fucking time on that bullshit. The human side of the story is what I like to call the standard good. Nothing great, nothing terrible, just good. Moving on to the monster, well, okay, I say monster because the Megalodon doesn't fucking count. I will say, though, the first time I laid eyes on that thing, I said, okay, I need a bigger shoe for this one. As for Rodan, I love that hot red skin tone that he has, and this is easily the second best the monster has ever looked. And I love his roar. Oh my god, that roar. Speaking of sound design, I have to give props to the US version because the sound effects are much more beefier. If there's one thing that the US sound designers can do, well, at least when they actually give a shit, is to make sound in a monster movie pack a punch. I'm a little let down by Akira Ifukube's music. The man's a genius, but he can have some misses. Aside from the opening title and the track Rodan Get 'Em, nothing else comes to mind. Overall, Rodan is a good addition to the Toho monster catalog. Hell, spoiling up right now, he becomes one of the main 5 monsters with Godzilla and 3 others that I will get to later. But as of now, I'm giving both versions a score of 80 supersonic flights out of 100. That'll do for this episode. This has been Dimitri signing off, and I'm off to go find some aliens. Now, where did I put that rocket launcher?